am Tom Campbell from Cultaholic.com, joined by Sam Driver. This is definitely the first time.
No, it's not the third time we've had to record the news this morning because of card problems.
Oh, it's been a journey. You know what? We did all our best jokes in the first two.
I know. If I have to talk about any of this stuff again, I'm just going to crawl into that box over there.
Hey,
hibernate.
Let's talk about all the stuff
Forever.
we just talked about. Keep calm and carry on. Here's some news that's new to you. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are engaged. Who does Bray Wyatt blame for the Husky Harris gimmick? And is CM Punk about to get a WWE talk show? We'll find out together very soon. Congratulations to the soon-to-be brand new Mr. and Mrs. Lynch, as Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch announced their engagement, Sam Driver.
Yes, they're going to get married.
A wrestling wedding. This will end just fine.
Yes.
Becky made the announcement on Thursday via her social media. A lovely photo of her and Seth Rollins on a pebbly, dismal beach. I was just undervalued by the photo.
I like a pebbly beach. I think there's a raw natural beauty in a pebbly beach, and if you kneel down on a pebbly, stony, rocky, horrible beach to propose to somebody, that shows you really want to be with it, Tom.
I love you so much. I'm going to break my knees on this pebbly beach.
I'm probably going to get grazed. Didn't even have my knee pads on.
Oh, what a brave boy he is. Yeah, so the announcement came down yesterday. A picture online of the said pebbly beach with the new Mr. and Mrs. and Becky Lynch saying, happiest day of my life for the rest of my life. Ain't that adorable?
Yeah. I hope we do get a wrestling wedding out of it, though. Sort of. Because
we all love a wrestling
weddings are great, and we haven't seen one really for ages. We saw the Drake Maverick one, but we haven't seen an in-ring wedding for a long time. And we all know that while they've cooled off, they loved ramming it down our throats that they were in a relationship. So hopefully we'll get a wedding out of it. But at the same time, they never really looked comfortable with the whole idea of it being like, you know, oh, they're in a relationship. Like, they always looked really awkward. And I would as well. Like, it's a private thing, but I guess, you know, you got two champions, milk it for all you can, but
Here at Cultaholic, we would like to offer the new couple some tips on things to avoid at a wrestling wedding. So, inviting Kane and Gene Snitsky.
Yeah, you can't have Snitsky because if there's a baby involved, that's getting punted out to sea.
Always make sure that you check that the minister presiding over the wedding isn't Eric Bischoff in a mask.
Yes.
That's very important. Billy and Chuck found that out the hard way. Make sure that Triple H is nowhere near the hen party.
Yeah, you don't want him sneaking off with Becky, taking it to Las Vegas and getting married.
Exactly, you do not want that at all. Also, make sure you don't invite Jake the Snake Roberts to the evening do, because he'll just put a snake in a basket.
And Undertaker will just rock up as well.
I love Undertaker rocking up at the evening do for Jake,
in full gimmick.
For Savage and Elizabeth's wedding.
That being said, Macho Man was getting married in full gimmick, so...
That was my favourite wrestling wedding, I think.
Yeah.
Savage and Elizabeth is definitive, isn't it? Especially the fact that we had exclusive Coliseum home video footage of the evening do.
Yeah, it was so like weird, that footage though, because it's funny because obviously you have the Jake the Snake thing and is it a snake inside a gift or something? But yeah, it was just like, it was filmed so voyeuristically for the first part. It was like, here's a shot of Elizabeth eating cake from behind some flowers. Here's a shot of Macho Man enjoying a sip of champagne from behind somebody's head. And it was like all filmed like from a weird angle. And then all of a sudden Jake rocks up and it's just TV. Like, it's just filmed like they would film any angle. It was great.
Amazing. Well done, Becky and Seth. Have a good wedding, and I look forward to the Coliseum home video exclusive evening do afterwards. Some Friday shenanigans on Twitter. Bray Wyatt has been chatting to fans again. Bray Wyatt's really active on Twitter, isn't he?
He is, yes. I like it.
I
really like it.
The other day.
What?
I know.
Oh.
We're basically best friends now.
And he called out Ross as his long-lost brother. I feel so neglected and left out by The Fiend and Bray Wyatt.
Come on, Bray Wyatt. Let Sam Driver in. Let him in, mate. So I found tweeting a gif of Husky Harris.
Yes.
That drew back all the memories that NXT Season 2 gave us.
Yes.
And Bray Wyatt actually tweeted this person back upon seeing the visage of Husky Harris. Bray Wyatt said, Cody Rhodes did that. He was his partner. He trusted him. He was ridiculed in front of the world for someone else's failed attempt at fame. And from his ashes, a butterfly was born, but the memory remains.
Nice.
Groovy.
Oh, that's great. Like, the thing I like about this is obviously it's all a massive work, but just the idea that Bray would blame somebody else for like the past failings. I love that. And like he's trusted somebody who's then done that to him. And now, you know what this means? Mm-hmm. This means that Bray Wyatt is going to go back down to NXT. Or sorry, across to NXT, because it's going to be like a brand equal to SmackDown and Raw now, isn't it? He's going to go across to NXT on Wednesday nights, and then just dick AEW all over. Ooh. Just absolutely blow them out of the water on ratings. And then when Cody Rhodes is forced to come back to WWE, tail between his legs, he'll be Husky Harris, and he'll be forced to do it all.
It's Cody is. This is. Can you keep this for 9 pictures for NXT on USA?
I'm just saying, get yourself down to Ladbrokes and put some money on it. I might actually be the head writer for WWE. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, we knew
for
it.
The good stuff. No, don't put any of the bad stuff on me.
Were you a fan of Husky Harris?
You know, it was hard because like he was very much an ancillary character in that storyline. He wasn't somebody where the focus was there. He was Skip Sheffield. He was like, you know, the guy in the background that was there to aid the ultimate goal of the main preceding villain. But like, I often wonder what would have happened had Bray Wyatt never been a thing, had Husky Harris actually gained some traction and had he taken off. Like, what would he be? Would he be a Vader type character? Would he have to change up his offense a bit to be a little bit more like, you know, quick? How would he be like in terms of his promos? Like, because he's obviously not going to rely on all of the weird riddles and the southern drawl and all like that stuff. Like it's
like a weird like Southern Samoa Joe.
It's like, yeah, like a Marvel What If universe.
I like a good what if in wrestling. I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, so it was either way. Look, we know it's Twitter hijinks, but there is a war on, so it is fun to see Bray Wyatt tweeting the guy who is basically running AEW.
Yeah.
Okay, Bray Wyatt.
And who knows, the Fiend might turn up at AEW. What would they even call him?
My gosh.
the Fiend.
The Fund.
He could be the Fund because he's IRS's kid, isn't he?
Hey! Congratulations to the golden boy, Alex Mendes, who is now officially signed for All Elite Wrestling. We watched Fyter Fest, didn't we, Sam?
Yes, we did.
And we were a fan of Alex Mendes, were we?
Yeah, I like that he brings a lot to it. He's got like lovely dulcet tones, and he's not wrestling related. I like that.
It's nice to bring somebody in from the outside, although as I've discovered from watching old episodes of Raw, this can sometimes go wrong.
It can, but look at Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yeah, let's also look at Art Donovan. How much does this guy weigh?
But Mongo had a little chihuahua. No matter how bad he was on commentary, it'd just cut back to him with the chihuahua and all would be forgiven. It'd have like a little sombrero on. It was great.
Doesn't matter if you're bad at anything. If you've got a doggo, you're a friend of ours. So it's nice to see somebody, as you say, outside of wrestling, an esports commentator of all things, getting involved with the wrestling world. It's been a funny one for the broadcast commentation station for AEW this week. Because earlier in the week, we were chatting about Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, there's a bidding war for Tony Schiavone in 2019. I don't know. The universe is literally on meth. Donald Trump's trying to buy Greenland and then threw a hissy fit when he couldn't. And now we've got Tony Schiavone is like the hottest product in wrestling broadcasting. The universe is on meth.
We've splintered into the multiverse, I do believe, this week. But what a great day, what a great week for Tony Schiavone to be in a bidding war in 2019. Because because we've talked about him before, and we've said that he's still very present in wrestling. Yeah,
he's like the thing with Schiavone is the thing I like about him is well, one, I was a WCW kid, so I liked Tony Schiavone when I was growing up. Two, he's the type of guy that like I see a lot like of people like in our office and what we do turning into, where it's like, you know, you get to a certain age and it's like, I want to retire, and then you just like, I can't retire. So he commentates on baseball, like he does a lot. I think does he work with MLW? Like I think he's just keeping himself busy, and like I like his voice. I hope he gets to do something cool. Maybe though, because there's this bidding war going on, maybe if he ends up with WWE, then he could be part of this podcast network thing they've got going on.
This is another bit of the news that's come down today. WWE getting into the podcasting circuit, which is quite exciting. But I could see him doing that because he's still very prominent in that. But well done to Alex Mendes, who we are celebrating today.
Yes, very much so.
And I'm a big one for looking at the commentary positions for the Wednesday Night War. And it is a war. There is a war on.
There is a war on,
There's a war on. So we've got, on AEW, we've got Jim Ross, Alex Mendes, and Excalibur, presumably. And for NXT, we've got Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, and Beth Phoenix. That NXT team that's my dream team.
Just put the commentary teams in a ring and have them fight.
Oh, like Anchorman. Jeremy Borash runs in along with Josh Matthews. Can we play? No, you can't. Sit down. Look in my eyes. What do you see? CM Punk in WWE.
No, I see something that's not going to happen. This cannot happen.
CM Punk
it says
to
it
get
on
WWE
paper.
talk show.
I could write that you walk outside and fly away, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Might do.
This is bewildering.
This is ridiculous times.
Mainly because of where this is coming from. This is why it's so bewildering.
I'm excited for the comments below going, stop talking about CM Punk! Tom, you've got small hands! But it's been reported that CM Punk's representatives have been toying with the idea of CM Punk hosting the new WWE talk show on FS1.
I can't.
I know.
The most outwardly anti-WWE man in existence. And I know business is business, and I know you see things that you thought would never ever happen because, if business is good, people put that behind them and move forward, but I cannot see for the life of me CM Punk sitting there on FS1 every week praising WWE, singing their praises and being like, yeah! And not just because it's, singing their praises. Second, it's just that, and it's going to sound really selfish and really weird, but, fans always feel like they own something that they own a part of something they're a big fan of. And people who are massive fans of CM Punk, they want to see him wrestle again. And even though he's like, no, got no interest in it, they're like, no, we're going to see him wrestle again. We're going to see CM Punk turn up at whatever the next AEW event is. It's always CM Punk's going to debut there, regardless of whatever. I think if he came back to WWE in any capacity that wasn't wrestling, I think the fans would be very vocally against it. And it's so unfair that this is even a thing because he's allowed to do whatever he wants, and he's gone into commentary for MMA. It looks like he wants to be a broadcaster maybe, somewhere down the line, but if he was to go back and do something that wasn't wrestling, the fans would just reject him. And then I think it would just be you've sold out and gone back to WWE where you could be in AEW wrestling, and he could just sit there saying, I don't want to wrestle, and they're like, well, yeah, but you could be wrestling. And they just sort of plug their ears and go, la, 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 like that. And I feel bad for the guy, because of that. He can't just go and do something else in wrestling. He would have to wrestle.
Yeah, something he said. It's something that will forever haunt him, and he'll forever be asked about. And it is. And no, we as journalists are indeed pulling the thread that the CM Punk is in talks with WWE. Yeah. It's really not.
It's just fascinating that it's his representatives sort of just trickling this down.
It's either his reps feel that there is something there, or his reps haven't got a Scooby-Doo.
I reckon maybe his reps have said it as a joke.
Do you reckon? Just thought we'll wind up on a Friday.
Just like a throwaway joke, and it's been taken as literal. But I don't I just can't see that at all. I can't see him sat there singing the company's praises after everything they've been through.
Not a chance. Not a chance. You know who'd be really good hosting that show?
Who?
Scott Steiner.
Yes.
Scott Steiner hosting the talk show.
I think the FS1 show's a great idea. I think you could have something really cool with it if you brought in pretty much a team of non-WWE staff. That's the kicker, is if you have Renee Young hosting it with Booker T and whoever else, and you have all the usual pre-show lot hosting it, it's going to feel like a WWE production. Whereas if you bring in people that don't work for the company and have maybe one rotating legend every week, then then it's cool.
It legitimizes it a little bit more. And
Yeah.
it's funny how the world moves in a circle, because it is a circular world,
Yeah.
regardless of what AJ Styles might tell you. Because I've been reading a lot about world.
Hey, it's circular, it's just flat. It's like a disc.
That's a whole different video for a whole different time. But like, I've been doing a lot of research into World of Sport lately, which is like wrestling from the 70s and the 80s in the UK, and how they used to put wrestling in amongst like the football and the hockey and the horse racing, because it legitimized wrestling more, to be associated not just with those other sports, but to have reporters and broadcasters who do those other sports going, and now let's cross to the wrestling.
Yeah.
It just legitimizes it a bit, and I think it's a similar world again.
This is the thing with it being FS1. FS1 is a very real sports network. Like, they show actual, real, legitimate sports. So having a team full of people that can talk about it that aren't WWE staff immediately makes it better.
Absolutely, absolutely. But CM Punk's not doing it.
Not a chance. I think there is a sliver of a sliver of a sliver. You're looking at, like, you know when somebody cuts a piece of like grape so thin with a super sharp knife that it's like transparent? It's like that. That's the chance.
That there. Can you hold up the chance? Can you hold it once again? The chance.
Hold on.
There it is there. You might
They're not touching. They're not touching.
Right, I don't have an outro, but I've got a Z-Pack on. Here's Sam Driver with the details on the Patreon. Have a lovely weekend.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter @Cultaholic. You can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you like what we do here at Cultaholic, you can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And no matter what you do, don't ever forget to hit subscribe and join us.